6,000 cases, 3,000 are backlogged. Estimated 50% of your cases are backlogged.
That's correct.
That's a lot of cases.
The Department of Children and Families responds after a WDSU investigation revealed failures in the system. The head of DCFS just started in August and admits that there are problems.
Especially the one Aubrey just outlined. Half the cases are backlogged. Investor Aubrey Killian sat down exclusively with the woman who says that she's ready to transform DCFS.
By January 1, what will Louisiana potentially see changing?
More balanced caseloads for our staff, that we have better relationships with the community and with our judicial and legal systems.
DCFS Secretary Rebecca Harris says right now DCFS has 6,000 cases. She says they hope to have the 3,000 backlog cases eliminated by June. When it comes to staffing, they've got about 850 investigators. They need 100 more.
We have not had the appropriate number of individuals on the front line.
Raises have been put in place and more are coming. She says more than 20 cases for one worker could be considered extreme. Right now, 53 caseworkers have more than 20 cases. One worker is currently carrying 110 cases.
We have over 4,300 children in foster care today.
Are any potentially being abused right now?
In foster care? I would certainly hope not.
In our previous investigation, we uncovered since 2011, DCFS has lost more than 2,600 employees.
One of the reasons they were leaving is related to training.
Training will be revamped, focused specifically on the employee's job, which could improve the system and the calls they get.
In a given year, we receive about 50,000 calls to our hotline. About half of them result in an investigation. And of the investigations, about 50% result in a substantiated finding.
Of the 50,000 calls, how many times a child is pulled out of that environment?
I would have to get that number for you.
WDSU Investigates followed up, and it was revealed DCFS does not currently track that data. And when it comes to how many children have been returned to a parent after that parent was convicted of abuse, or how often the court's ruling deviates from DCFS's recommendation, the department does not track any of that data. After our investigation into Brian Vasquez, Harris says this data will soon be tracked. Court records show Brian was abused by his mother at 3 months old. His mother was arrested, but Brian was later returned to her. And this year, Brian escaped his home and was found dead in a lagoon. His mother arrested again.
Anytime a child is removed from the home, that's by order of the court. And so we're going to be looking to add a paralegal or attorney in each of the offices to build relationship with their local court.
Harris says year to date, 48 child deaths have been brought to DCFS. They've reviewed 30 cases so far. She says 3 of the dead children were in the DCFS system at one point.
We are personally reviewing each of the fatalities that have occurred this year to understand, is there anything that the department needs to learn? Law enforcement is certainly one of the areas where we had not always put our best foot forward, that we need to align more like 911, emergency response.
Timeline on when that will happen?
December 15th.
And Harris says since she started in August, she's worked directly on some of the most severe cases. And it is her mission to bring change to protect children all across Louisiana.
And the fatalities that we have, when we go back and look at them, they are for children that are ages 0 to 3. But being a mother myself, I think any child that faces neglect or abuse is a tragedy.
You're passionate about this. You want to make some changes.
Yes, we have to. Our children can't wait.
Aubrey Killian, WDSU Investigates.
Brian Vasquez drowned in a lagoon near his home. Following our investigation, legislation could be on the way to bring change. Florida passed new legislation to ensure kids with special needs have access to swim lessons specific to their needs. Harris says that she'll push lawmakers to bring that to Louisiana.